Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York. My name is Molly March and I'm your worship associate for this morning's service, featuring the return of Val Dennis to the pulpit. Our minister, Reverend Kristen Green, is not with us today. I have a few announcements before we start. First of all, the summer office hours will vary due to the summer schedule, so always call or contact and verify appointments ahead of time. Our minister, Reverend Kristen Green, will be away from UUCY from June 24th to July 20th. She will return on Tuesday, July 21st. Our foundation, our future campaigns. UUCY's building systems are over 25 years old and require updating. We invite members and friends to make a contribution to meet the campaign's minimum goal of $235,000. Early individual contributions have already achieved 65% of that goal. So if you would like to make a donation, you can make it payable to UUCY with an OFOF in the memo. Okay. Also, learn about our UU Justice PA, our own state action network here in Pennsylvania. UUCY members Steve Snell and Donna Alcorn are happy to answer questions and provide ways that you can get involved to get on the mailing list to keep informed. Justice doesn't sustain itself, people do. If you want to capture and share every moment at UUCY, our new creative content team is a low-commitment volunteer group dedicated to sharing the heart and soul of our community through photos, videos, social media, in collaboration with our communications coordinator. Sign up, and there's a link that you can check on the website. Sign up if you wish to do that. Support UUCY while you fuel up or shop. Did you know that Giant and Weiss gives UUCY a % of every gift card sold through our script program? Buy one for yourself or a friend today in our lobby. Bring higher love to UUCY via our annual financial pledge at uucy.org/pledge. Now, as I said, welcome to UUCY. And I am your worship associate for this service, and we are featuring the return of Val Dennis to the pulpit. Our minister, Reverend Kristen Green, is not with us today. Val has spent 3 decades in public education through instrumental music, school libraries, mentorship, and leadership. Her personal individual flourishing also includes social justice work, public and anonymous, in Southern York County and with Heidelberg UCC in York. Before our service begins, there are a few announcements that I made, and I think I have covered them. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. There are no religious education classes today, so after the time for all ages, our children and youth are invited to stay for the entire service. For families with very young children who would like childcare during the worship, our nursery is also staffed and available, but I'm not sure that's true today, so Valerie, there is somebody here. Whoever you are, whomever your love, we are glad your faith journey has brought you with us today. The mission of this congregation is to nurture a loving community, inspire lifelong spiritual and personal growth, and act for a better world. We welcome all of you joining us in person or online. If you're joining us for the first time, we invite you to visit the welcome desk and fill out a new member card. Let us now mark this time made sacred by our presence by taking a collective deep breath. Again, welcome to UUCY. As we light the chalice, the symbol of our living tradition here in the sanctuary, you are also invited to light a candle or chalice of your own if you are joining us remotely. This morning, our words are by Reverend Lisa Friedman, A Gift to the World. We hold hands to remember that we need one another and are a part of one human family. We join voices to remember that each have a gift to offer the world and to use in making the world a better place. And now, as you're willing and able, you rise and sing hymn number 108, How Can I Keep From Singing?
Personal individual flourishing also includes social justice work, Southern York County and at Heidelberg UCC. I am so glad that she was able to join us today, and we'll be presenting our story and our sermon. So, children are invited to come up on the rug, and big children can come too.
You're welcome to come forward if you would like, children of all ages. The book that I chose today is Oh, the Places You'll Go. Hello, thank you. As I thought of what book to choose, I thought of the idea in this time, a quote that I heard from a friend in Berlin when I was visiting her. Hello, sir, come on up. Welcome. Yeah. And the quote was that the most challenging view of the world are those that haven't viewed the world. And I think about that in these times and how important it is to explore, the places you'll go. Our kitchen is just beyond repair, but I'm always going to spend on that airline ticket to explore someplace out in the world. And this is by Dr. Seuss, otherwise known as Theodore Geisel. That's a big name, Theodore Geisel. Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. I just sent that to our older son who's been deployed to South Korea because I thought that might be a nice quote. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction that you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. And you may not find, here we go. You'll look up and down streets, look them over with care. And some you will say, I don't choose to go there. When your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not so good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there, in the open, wide air. Out there, things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and soon you'll take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't. Because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You'll get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang will fly on, and you'll be left in a lurch. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the changes are then you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not very much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You will come to a place where streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're dark. A place you could sprain both your elbow and your chin. Do you dare stay out? Do you dare go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you go left or right and 3/4, or maybe not quite? Or go around, back and sneak in from behind? Simple it's not, I'm afraid you will find, for a mind maker upper to make up his mind. You can get so confused, you'll start in to race down long wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, toward a most useless place, the waiting place. For people just waiting for a train, or a bus, or a plane, or the mail, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting for a yes or a no, or just waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting for the fish to bite, waiting for a wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for a Friday night, or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where the boom bands are playing. With banner flip-flapping, one more you'll ride high, once again, ready for anything under the sky. Ready because you're that kind of guy. Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done. There are points to be scored, games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make, thank you, sir, will make all the winner of all. Fame, you'll be famous as famous can be for the whole wide world watching you on TV. Except when they don't, because sometimes they won't. Like if there's a gas leak and we have to wait a little bit. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win because you'll play against you. All alone, whether you like it or not. Alone will be something, you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go, through the hack and cracks howl. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. You'd have wet shoes. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% chance guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Buxbaum, or Bixby, or Bray, or Mordecai, Alley, Van Allen, O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Thank you, friends. Have a fantastic day. Our musical response today will be, May Our Minds Be Open to New Learning.
May our minds be open to new learning, and may our lips speak truth into the world. May our hearts know love, and our hands do the work of justice, as we go our way in peace, as we go our way in peace.
We now come to the time in our service each week we call Matters of the Heart. This is a time to share the joys and sorrows, the small moments of happiness, and the deepening concerns that reside within our hearts. You may always choose to submit something for the Matters of Heart anytime during the week by visiting uucy.org/moth, or you may fill out a slip Sunday morning and set it up here on the pulpit before the service starts. We will also read Matters of the Heart submitted in Zoom chat by those who are joining us online. I do not have any present ones from the audience today, or the sanctuary today. All right, so we'll light one candle here for thanking everybody who made this a safe place this morning and stayed around, and we made sure it was a safe building to be in, so thank you for staying here. Also, I want to light a candle of appreciation for my friend Val, who is going to give you a wonderful sermon shortly. As I look on here, I don't see any more, so now we will get into the typed ones. We light a candle of appreciation for the many hands and hearts who offer their gifts of service. As we learn their names and faces, may we extend our own gratitude to Lisa, Cole, and Ann for facilitating our hymn singing, David for sharing his musical talents, Katie for greeting us at the door, Connie for providing flowers, Joan and Dan for serving as ushers, Connie for counting collection, and Jackson for brewing our coffee. Diane, Doug, and Sarah are keeping us online all over the world. We have one final candle for all those that remain unspoken. It may feel too large or too small to share. You may not be ready to hear it read out loud, but please know that our community holds these with you in silence, even if the words never come. We honor all that we carry within us and know that the flame of our faith kindled here resides within us also at all times. So may it be. Our reading today entitled Trusting the Spiral, an excerpt from Active Hope written by Joanna Macy and Chris Johnstone. Active hope is not wishful thinking. Active hope is not waiting to be rescued by the Lone Ranger or by some savior. Active hope is waking up to the beauty of life and on whose behalf we can act. We belong to this world. The web of life is calling us forth at this time. We've come a long way and are here to play our part. With active hope, we realize that there are adventures in store, strengths to discover, and comrades to link arms with. Active hope is a readiness to engage. Active hope is a readiness to discover the strengths in ourselves and others, a readiness to discover the reasons for hope and the occasions for love, a readiness to discover the size and strength of our hearts, our quickness of mind, our steadiness of purpose, our own authority, our love of life, and liveliness of our curiosity, the unsuspected deep well of patience and intelligence and diligence. And now, Val will do our homily. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. I'm looking forward to our time together. If you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help someone else. This is a Chinese proverb. This is flourishing. Somewhere over the past few years, I realized that the creativity of my soul is writing. And so I have chosen to spend at least a little bit of time each day writing something. On one of those days, I was lamenting the daily storm of change and destruction in the United States and the world. I thought about many roads out. What are the many roads out of this time? What are the many roads out of this fascinating chaos? And the hope that humanity and the planet will reach a better, stronger, and healthier place based on the collective efforts of the majority. And that's a big question. Several questions, actually. And so the daily bits of writing continue. For today in this place, many roads out, soul matters, and flourishing. I was intrigued when Robert shared the focus, soul matters and flourishing. In daily life, how often do we think about our soul, our spirit, or flourishing? I mean, there's sleep, work, school, bills, dinner prep, and dogs to walk. Where would flourishing fit into our days? I once heard that in some indigenous groups, life is seen as a house with 4 rooms: body, mind, heart, and spirit. And that our health and well-being depends on spending a bit of time in each of those 4 rooms each day. Sometimes I write body, mind, heart, spirit on a to-do list and choose experiences for the day. Recently, a beloved friend who might be sitting over there said now she has a to-do for me list. I love that idea, and that is flourishing. Body, mind, heart, spirit. What exercise is best for me today? Or a massage? What does my heart want to do today? How do I walk through emotions instead of escape? Or pushing the emotional beach ball ever again underwater? Do I have a spiritual practice of gratitude, gardening, candles, prayer, time in nature? Or how do I challenge my mind today? How do we choose to feed our soul? Do we allow our soul to impact and inspire our daily actions toward ourselves, family, friends, and the greater community? Our souls matter. Flourishing matters. The word flourishing brings us to choosing play and fun and joy. I have heard it said that some Egyptians believe when you pass into the next realm, you will be asked, did you find joy? And did you bring joy? My 92-year-old friend Marlene says to me, I told her she'd be in the sermon when I talked to her yesterday. She says to me at the end of every phone call or visit, make sure you find a little joy each day. That sounds simple. And yet, in our world of news, social media, and pressure to be productive, joy often gets lost in daily logistics and responsibilities. We start that gratitude journal and we think about joy, and then at some point, it lands itself in a drawer, maybe to be picked up later or not. How many have thought about joy or gratitude today? Good. I like it. A bigger question seems to be, how do we flourish in times of challenge? Today we find ourselves surrounded by amazing division, projection, fear, racism, violence, destruction, apathy, and even despair. That's heavy. And these are not the words of flourishing. Some days, despite my best efforts toward action and hope, despair seems easier. And then I remind myself that action is a choice, and action spurs hope. People can have hope. This is important. Without individual and collective action, nothing moves forward. I spent 30 years in public education teaching instrumental music to 10-year-olds, and then 2 decades working with students and staff in high school libraries, attempting to create places where people could flourish. 5 years ago, my father had 2 strokes. I made the decision to walk beyond public school to care about my parents and do my best to support their needs and wants. Retirement was and is challenging sometimes, and I can start a new chapter. Flourishing does not mean easy. In fact, flourishing is often a struggle, a wave of challenges, and then a nap or 2. Perhaps all we can do in these cycles is to keep the waves at a medium height. I am struggling mightily with elder care choices, supporting my parents' wishes while maintaining my own health. It is important to share our struggles, sometimes with trusted friends and family. That's how we learn and grow. It is important to realize that every human is walking with struggles and joys, stepping forward in the ways that they know, based on where they are in their unique journey. We can choose to offer grace to them and to ourselves, and we can take a hard look at our own lives and behaviors, and then choose places to grow and to change. On the road to flourishing, struggle is where we learn to empathize and to understand, and then change ourselves, and then our communal policies and systems. Change only happens when the pain of not changing is greater than the pain of changing. So here we are with this question. What does flourishing look like for me? What does flourishing look like for you? Where do we start on the road to flourishing? I have heard that put your own oxygen mask on first, a literal and spiritual instruction more than a few times. In order for me to flourish as an individual or in the world community, I must put that oxygen mask on myself first. Related to this concept, I have heard that there's a big difference between caring about others and caring for others. Caring for others is sometimes easier than caring for ourselves. Sometimes caring for others can be avoidance of caring about ourselves, and maybe some signs of some fear or some control challenges. Stepping back to caring about others gives them the space to be responsible for their own lives. Caring about means offering options. Do you want to do this or that? Or getting to yes, as in yes, you can have sweets on Saturdays. I recently learned this is a common practice for parents in Sweden. Or tell children, teens, or maybe your spouse what you're going to do rather than telling them what to do. Like, my car is leaving for York UU at 9:30. We can choose to allow our children, teens, spouses, and partners, family, and friends to find their own way. This also gives ourselves the space and time to find the meaning of self-care. That phrase is so common, it can lose all of its meaning. As teachers, we just laughed at one more professional development about self-care and well-being because when was this meeting over? And there were papers to grade and dinner to cook and a whole evening of responsibilities. Self-care was gone. I see the need for the daily choosing self-care and for walking toward flourishing at any stage of life. I say toward flourishing because perhaps flourishing is like enlightenment. We don't get to that place where we receive the enlightenment certificate or the flourishing certificate. It is the daily effort toward flourishing that makes a difference in our own lives and consequently the lives of others. Earlier I mentioned despair. I believe that the powers that be do everything possible to encourage despair. It is far easier to keep people under control by using tactics that create emotional despair, diluting education, and maintaining economic oppression. So, we're working on flourishing. We see our family and friends flourishing in their own ways. Are our neighbors flourishing? This street, city, country, the world. How do we know? Have you thought about whether your neighbors are flourishing? Who's pushed aside? Who is on the margins? What groups of people are pushed aside? What groups are on the margins? Women, white poor, marginalized and poor, Black, brown, Asian, indigenous peoples, religions, ethnic groups, neurodivergent, people with a disability, LGBTQ, intersectionality when we belong to multiple groups. We have shared humanity, and we have different experiences. We have shared humanity, and we have different experiences. We live in a white patriarchal society that was and is designed to have us and them, to have an economic caste system, and to stoke fear. There is a common projection today that white males are experiencing discrimination. White males are not the issue. The white patriarchal system is an issue. Recently, I heard the question, but what about our people? Who are our people? What communities are flourishing and which ones are not? How do we know? What do we know or not know? Many groups are pushed aside with substantial, unconscious ignorance and conscious cruelty. Unconscious ignorance and conscious cruelty. There are many groups who are pushed to the margins in myriad ways through all systems in the U.S. For this moment, I will talk about what I have learned about the Black community here. How many care about the Black experiences, work to change systems and policies, work to do something beyond social media and books? Do we listen to needs and challenges, or do we assume that we know the challenges and what to do? How often do we step out of our people? In stepping out and listening without defensiveness, we start to build trust. When we act without making the time to listen and build trust, most efforts fail to change systems, policy, and reality. I lost track in the past year and a half of how many times someone said at a protest, but where are the Black people? Asking that question and not knowing the answer means that we have substantial work to do. To listen, to build trust, to educate ourselves on our own unconscious biases. We all have them. We can choose to listen, to build trust, and then take action with others on what we have learned. We don't know what we don't know. How many of us have made the time to listen to members of the Black community? How many of us have made time to build trust with members of the Black community? How many of us have chosen action with the Black community? Action based on listening and trust to shift and change our economic and consequently racial caste system. Listening, trust, and action. The order of the steps forward matters. Individual and collective flourishing, both are essential. But Val, you are thinking, we are in a tsunami of chaos. I have things to do and places to be. Yes, there's an astounding amount of unconscious ignorance and conscious cruelty, but what can I possibly do? I don't know what to do, and it's scary out there. They might come after me. And then somebody asks again, but where are the Black people? I was an instrumental music teacher and then a librarian, and my work in public education was primarily DEIB. The DEI acronym and work is banned in far too many places at the moment, and we didn't even get to the B for belonging in our collective acronym vernacular. A principal said to me, Val, I asked some Black students how to face racism, fix racism, both. I asked some students, black students, how to fix racism, and they didn't know. So how should we? After a long pause, I said, fixing racism is not the job of black people. White people created racism, and it's our job to end racism. It's also our job not to blame others who aren't being activists the way we think they should. We can't tell others how to flourish. We can't tell others how to act so that everybody flourishes. We need education and re-education of history, literature, culture, and I believe that we as individuals get to choose our work in the community given our personalities, experiences, and gifts. We cannot insist that any one person or group of people behave in specific ways during these challenging times. Getting locked in blame or demanding or wrapped up in debating endless details rarely leads to community flourishing. We must allow for diversity of ideas in culture, at work, at home, in groups. We must allow each other to have free choice. The small actions and the big actions, the public and anonymous ways to respond to what we observe around us. How will you choose to flourish today? How will you choose to act with community flourishing? I am inspired by watching others' passion for life. Long ago, I heard Dr. Marion Wright Edelman of the Children's National Defense Fund say, "One flea doesn't matter much, but hundreds of fleas on a dog's back will make him scratch." And there's my beloved quote by Pete Seeger, who said, "I believe the world will be saved by millions of small things." We can be one of the millions of small things. We can find a little joy in each day. May we each choose flourishing today and all days. Thank you for our time together. And now, please stand if you are willing and able to sing "Can I See Another's Woe," number 127.
Thank you, Val. We now invite you into generosity as we collect our weekly offering. And each week we commit to share our offering with a community organization that upholds our values. This month, our Share the Plate partner is Planned Parenthood. We now invite you into a spirit of generosity as we collect the offering. Each month we commit to share our collection with an organization that upholds our values. Our Share the Plate partner as Planned Parenthood Keystone, who may know as an organization that provides and promotes access to essential reproductive health care and comprehensive sexuality education. What you may not know is that Planned Parenthood Keystone also provides gender-affirming hormone therapy for patients who are transgender, non-binary, and gender expansive. They provide education at LGBTQ and relevant issues and host inclusive youth groups in Berks and Bucks counties. Above all, every service that Planned Parenthood Keystone provides is through an affirming, non-judgmental, and uplifting lens. Whether it is access to birth control, STI testing, or prevention tools such as PEP or PrEP, all our services are available for the LGBTQ and community, regardless of their gender assignment, identity, or expression. The ushers will now collect the offering. If this is your first time visiting with us, please feel free to let the basket pass you by. Your presence is our gift. Do you want to put the chalice down? Thank you, David. Please join us in extinguishing our chalice and your home chalices if you have lit them with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. We carry in our hearts until we are together again.
So, today and in all our days ahead, we can choose to walk toward flourishing, individually and together. We can observe and choose to participate in small things and big things and all the small things that together become big changes for humanity and our shared planet. Today we see the protests, the variety of ages, artwork, music, dance, theater, bridge brigades, the power of the creative spirit, moral courage, and the fire of flourishing brightly. We see the social media, postcards, sticky notes with our messages in secret places, chalk on a sidewalk, speeches at school board meetings, conversations with family, friends, strangers, and t-shirts with messages that just might spark some listening, empathy, and a civil conversation, and phone calls to leaders, and education curriculum protected and expanded, diversity honored, equity explained, inclusion offered, and belonging extended with a flourishing soul. Today and every day, may each of us choose to flourish and to add to the flourishing of all. My friend Doris says, WDVN. What does Val need? What do you need? When we meet our own needs, we can pour some of our health and energy into the collective good, and then we can sleep well, knowing we did our part for today. Learn something new, work for the good of all, enjoy the week ahead. Our ascending song is 1051, We Are. Please sing the last section only 2 times instead of 4 times so we can head outside and start some flourishing.
Each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. morning star rises and sings to the